Does your child know all the letter sounds but still can't read? If that's so, in this video, I am going to discuss the reasons why you may think your child knows all the letter sounds but cannot use them to read. And I'm going to show you what to do in order to fix the problem. If you are interested in learning more about this, please like this video and subscribe to my channel, and let's get straight into it. Reason number one, I hate to break it to you, but your child may not know the letter sounds like you actually think. A lot of times we review the letter sounds taught using the same exact order, and children tend to memorize that order. So every time you go through the letter sounds, they are able to chant or say out the letter sounds, and that gives us an impression that, oh, they have learned their letter sounds. Many times it's not the case because they have memorized the order. Think about it. When you learn a song in a language you don't know and you become able to sing that song, yet you cannot pick out a single word and say it on its own. So that is the same situation where children memorize the order of letter sounds. For example, if you go through them from A up to Z, they will be able to say the sounds, but sometimes they don't actually know those sounds. They have learned that order. So that could be one of the reasons why your child cannot read or cannot blend, because they don't know the sounds in the first place. So the question is, how do you fix that problem? How do you check that my little one actually knows the letter sounds? Instead of going through the letter sounds using the same exact order, this time round you are going to shuffle the letter sounds deck and start from any order. So maybe you've been going through the cards from A up to Z. This time round you're going to start from a random letter card. Say for example you land on the letter card with S. If you flash this card and the child hesitates or spends some time thinking about the letter sound, that's your clue that they haven't mastered the letter sound. So what you're going to do, you are going to go through this process as you pick out all those cards whose letter sounds they don't know yet, and teach those again. Until when they know the letter sounds, that's when they'll start reading, because when they are reading words, they need the knowledge of letter sounds. Reason number two, why your child may seem to know all the letter sounds but still can't use them to read, is because they are missing out on double sounds, or what we call advanced sounds. You might say, Miss Anita, my child knows all the letter sounds from A up to Z. It doesn't matter whichever card I start from, they'll still say the actual letter sound. Even if I shuffle the cards around, they'll still say the exact letter sound. I get you, I hear you. Now, the question is, has your child learned digraphs or trigraphs? Those are the sound combinations. For example, a child who knows basic sounds is going to find it really hard to read words like chips. That child will know that this letter makes the sound k, this letter makes the sound h, I makes the sound I, P makes the sound p, and S makes the sound s. So they'll sound out and blend like this. K, I, P, S. Hips, and that doesn't make sense. You know why? Because that child doesn't know that when C and H are combined together, they make the sound ch. So ch, I, p, s, chips. If they don't know the sound combinations yet, they're going to find it hard to read advanced words. And that's why it seems like they know the letter sounds but still can't read some words. So, what we do when your child has mastered all the basic sounds, that is A up to Z, now move them on to digraphs and trigraphs. If you don't know what those are or how to pronounce them, I have linked a video somewhere here on the screen to show you which ones are digraphs and how to pronounce them, or which letter combinations work together to make one sound. Okay, now let's move on to reason 3. Now, reason 3, you might be on the fence saying, Miss Anita, my child knows all the letter sounds from A up to Z. My child knows all the sound combinations, but they still can't read. If that's the case, then your child might be lacking on the ability to blend letter sounds together to read. And let's talk about blending. Blending is when we say individual sounds in a word and quickly put them together to say the word, like this: cat, cat. But you know what? Most children find typical blending really hard. So if your little one knows the sounds but cannot go past sounding out, you need to work on what we call oral blending. Oral blending is when you teach a child to listen for sounds in spoken words and be able to put them together to say the word. In this activity, you do not need any written material. Get rid of all the letter cards, get rid of all the words, get rid of any books or anything. What you need is to train the ears to listen for those individual sounds in words. So for example, you can say, we are going to play a simple game. I am going to say some sounds and you're going to join them together to say the word. You say, okay, sh, or p. Which word is that? The child will say shop. Then you say, oh, k, up. Which word is that? The child will say cup. You can even make it more fun and say, can you please shut the door? The child will shut the door if they are able to join those letter sounds together. So that's what we call oral blending. Oral blending is important because if children are trained to listen for sounds in spoken words and be able to say the word out loud, it will be very easy for them to sound out written letters and blend them together to say the word, because this skill of sounding out will be already embedded in their working memory. So that's one thing, working on oral blending. Another step you need to do, still with blending, you are going to practice what we call successive blending. Successive blending is when we blend sound by sound. Let's use the word cat. Still, I'm going to use the word cat because it is, we start simple. Okay? So what you're going to do, you're going to write letter C on the board or on a paper. Ask the child to say the sound. The child will say, k. Good job. Then write the next sound or the next letter in the word cat. Okay. Say sound. The child will say, ah. Now we have two sounds. Let's blend them together to make the word or to read the word. Sounding out, k, ah. Now let's blend. Ka. One more time. Ka. Which word is that? Ka. Okay, so we know that this part reads ka. What if we add on another sound? Which sound is this? T. Good job. Now we have two parts. One part is ka and another part is t. Let's try to join them together. Ka, t. One more time. Ka, t. Which word do we hear? Cat. And that's how successive blending works. So two things. If your child knows all their letter sounds, they know the basic sounds, and they know the the advanced sounds but still can't use their knowledge on later sounds to read, you have to work on their blending skills. How do you work on the blending skills? Start with oral blending. Then try successive blending. I hope you found this video really helpful. If it's your first time here, I suggest that you go back and watch video 1 and video 2 because you need that information. Thanks for watching, and please stay with me because in the next video I have really good news for you and for your little one who is learning to read. Stay tuned. Bye.